Hi, I'm Graham from Elgra, introducing the 90 series percussion driver. These machines, they come in a different ranges of sizes and that there. We go anywhere from a 50 cell to a 75, 100 or a 200. This one here we're talking about today there is a 100 cell. They come with a standard universal hitch for a skid steer. Then in the back of it there we can turn around and we can go on, if we don't want to put it onto a skid steer, we can then turn and go and put another Euro hitch into the back of this one here, which keeps it standard, and then we can go and put it onto the front end loader of whatever breed of tractor it is there, as long as it's got a Euro hitch on it. After that, if we have a machine there which is like a large wheeled tractor, it might be a Manitou or a JCB, which has got the extendable mast out the front of it there. We can go and put the hitches on them, or we take this hitch off and we go and make the correct hitch and put onto the machine. In here, all of our machines, we run the same wear blocks, so it doesn't matter what machine we produce, we only produce the one wear block for all of our machines. You don't put any lubricant on these machines as it doesn't require it. If you put grease or oil, all it's going to turn around and do is gump the machine up, and that is the last thing we want on our machines. That's why we use a good nylon in them there. Another benefit about our machines is the hot dip galvanising. That's why you can turn and tell that it's Australian made. It's hot dip galvanised. We do it up above Sydney there. Everything is laser cut in Sydney there for us there. So once again, everything is Australian made on the machines there. Around the side here, we have all the valving that turns around and makes the power cell run up and down inside the mast. This one here, as it is in this position now, you can turn and see that the skid steer frame is on the ground. You can see there that the power cell anvil is almost around about 200 mil off the ground. We can activate the ram inside the front. We can make the power cell go up approximately 1 metre, and that's without raising the arms of the front end loader. We can then raise the arms of the front end loader to achieve extra height. Around the front, we've got the valving that allows us to do the processes of raising and lowering the power cell without firing. We can turn and raise the power cell, put the post into position, and then we can then turn around and flick the switch, and then we can make the machine come down and fire at the same time. So we can load it up as required, as we have a pressure reducing valve in the machine, and that allows us at the side here to turn and undo the lock nut, and then we can turn and screw the valve in like a release valve to the amount of pressure that we want to apply to the power cell and the head, so that we only apply enough so that the front of the tractor doesn't come off the ground, because we don't need that. We also place in here a one-way check valve, and what the one-way check valve does, that stops the customer or whoever it may be from reversing the oil flow and pushing oil back through the head of the machine there, and it won't work. Inside in here, we have a roller race. It's a purpose-built roller race built for Elgra, and that machine, that part in there, so it's not steel on steel, it's actually a proper built roller race for these machines. And because of the amount of distance they move backwards and forwards, the life of that roller race will outlast the rest of the machine in a lifetime there. Once they're greased, you might give them a top up of grease every now and again. The other benefit we have on these machines is we have what we call as the hydraulic east-west. So we've got the cylinder here. We've also got the pilot operated check valve. The pilot operated check valve means that whatever angle we're set on, it will not move. Even if we had it on an angle and we came back the next morning there with pressure on it there, it's not going to move because of the pilot operated check valve. It's a safety feature on the machine. So this part here, it enables you, because we're not fencing on flat ground on a cricket pitch, we're going to be fencing in all different conditions and slopes and everything else, and we want to be able to achieve the machine so it's getting to the angle that we want. So by the aid of this cylinder, it's going to allow you to turn and get the angle that you require. And once that's done, you turn around, so the machine would be up in the air, you'd have your post into position, you've got the angle of this machine here set up there, so you've got your hydraulic east-west, you've got your top links of your cylinders on your front end loader, which will give you your north-south movement as such. Once your post is in position, then you can then proceed to activate the power cell to fire and come down at the same time. We've got the two switch plugs on the front here. Now those there, they've only got to turn and have 12 volt power applied to them, and that all comes in the wiring loom that goes back into your tractor or your skid steer. The hot dip galvanizing, you're never going to come up against a part there that of rusting inside or out. What you see today is what you're going to have in 5 years, 10 years time. The body of it and everything else is going to look exactly the same because it's not going to rust. Thank you guys for watching.